Thanks for tuning in to the Palm Beach Podcast, a weekly show highlighting people making a positive impact in our community. With your hosts, sports chiropractor and athletic trainer, Dr. James Spencer, photographer and art director, Mike Jones. Our show is brought to you by Pump House Coffee Roasters, Hopportunities in Delray Beach, and the Lotus Travel Company for retreats and tours in Palm Beach County. Hello, and welcome to the Palm Beach Podcast. My name is Mike Jones. I'm hanging out at Meaty Zone with a couple cool people. Dr. James Spencer, how you doing today?
You know, it's always a pleasure to see you, Mike.
Are there sunny blue skies out there today?
Fortunately, in South Florida, almost every day is that way.
We are very fortunate to be here in Palm Beach County, and I think we're very fortunate to have some food and some lovely special guests with us.
Always special guests. We got Iris and Morgan of the Board Babes. Welcome.
Hello, thank you.
Yeah, what do you guys think of Meaty Zone?
It's awesome.
It's fun.
I love it. It's fun.
Really cool.
Got a seltzer as soon as I
Who
walked
else
in.
serves you
Oh,
alcohol when you get here?
Yeah, we like to set the experience, as obviously you do too, because you came bearing gifts.
Correct. And I'll tell you right now, my favorite is the goat cheese, blueberry and vanilla.
Yes.
That's pretty fancy.
So guys, why don't you tell the listeners a little bit how you got started and a little bit about the boards?
Want me to start?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a background. I've been doing catering for about 15, 20 years. And once COVID hit, everything kind of, we all know, came to a standstill. So Morgan and I had met each other because I had worked for her locally. And then she started working with me doing catering events. And so as soon as everything got shut down, we had the opportunity to kind of sit back, reevaluate, decide what we wanted to do. So we started doing custom charcuterie boards, and it was just an idea that we had, thinking that it'll keep us busy because we were actually going to lose our minds, like
Sure.
staying
Yeah.
home
Yes.
with the kids and where can we go? What can we do? And plus we both have a passion for, like, we love cheese, we love wine, pretty things. So we just started doing it, and I had stuff that was left over in my warehouse, boards, and I go, all right, let's just put them together. And honestly, the first holiday was Mother's Day.
Yeah, we launched about 2 weeks before Mother's Day.
And we sold out with like 80 boards on Mother's Day.
Just
Congratulations.
The two of us.
That's awesome.
Just the
Yeah.
two of
Just
us.
the two of us.
And we had no idea. We're like, who the hell is going to deliver this? Well, what about, like, where are we going to get everything? And we're doing this, and it's like literally an assembly line. I've got my kids making bags. I got her making bags. I've got people, like, we're like filling up cars. So it was kind of like a process of like, you know, learning everything as we went. And we sat back and we're like, wow, I mean, it
It really started just to kind of stay top of mind with our clients from the catering. And then it was like one person told one person. And then we had friends and family saying, I saw what you were doing. Wait, will you make me one? And then it just spread like wildfire.
Snowballed.
And-
Word of
Those are-
mouth, yeah.
Those are good problems to have.
Yeah.
Like,
Very,
you know,
very good
especially during
problems.
COVID. Like, oh, we have so much work to do.
yeah.
It's great. Like, kudos to you, because there's something to be said about, you know, the visual aspect. Like, you are not just putting food on a board, but there's decoration going on as
Mhm.
well.
Yeah.
There's
And you-
passion behind it.
Yeah, and your
Like,
marketing is great. Everything that you guys share, we love. And as a man, I have like walked past the cheese boards in Publix, and I'm like, I'm not even stooping to that level. Like, I'll go to the boar's head section and get like the good
Yeah.
stuff.
Or the pre-made
Um,
ones with the
yeah.
dice
But this-
stuff.
Correct, yeah.
This
A
takes a lot of
Lunchable?
time.
How about a Lunchable?
Yeah,
yeah.
there's all Lunchables.
Yeah, we've all been there before.
But it's art. Like,
Thank
that's
you.
what I
Yes.
think is really cool about it, is you make it come to life, and the colors, you know, aromas, textures, that's really what entices people.
That's all Iris. She's
Well,
a genius.
I know people, like, we've been doing grazing stations, or like somebody will say to me, okay, so how did you come up with this? I'm like, honestly, I get the list of cheese that you want, and I start cutting, I start putting stuff out. And sometimes it's funny because I'll look at it and I'm like, I don't like it. And I'll take it apart, where she's like, are you kidding me? I'm like, nope, can't. Let
It's
me
not
design
perfect.
it. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I mean, really, that's it. Like, just kind of putting it together, or like going with the theme if somebody has colors, or
Yeah, we always I think one of my favorite boards we did, mostly because I am a Seminole, but COVID happened right around the time that college graduation stuff were supposed to be happening, and this one mom reached out to us, was like, my son is so brokenhearted. All of his brothers and sisters got to walk at graduation. He has to literally sit on a virtual Zoom with his cap and gown on. So we did a big board, and we made sure we did all garnet and gold colors and stuff, and they were totally blown away. And it was kind of just like a little thing to make somebody's day just that much more special.
So we won't remind him about that Georgia Tech game from the other week, huh?
Oh, she
or
was
Miami,
so mad.
or I mean, like, do we really want to go through the list?
I love it. Like,
Hey, I'm sorry. We like to rub it in a little bit here on the Palm Beach podcast.
Because you guys are UNF, right?
yeah.
Well, so we were
Well,
very lucky
how
because
is
we
your
don't have
football
a team.
Yeah.
So we're undefeated. That's our thing. We're like, yeah, we're undefeated.
Okay.
We've never played a game. But you know, I would hate to say that we might be leaning towards the Gators on this end of the table.
Sorry.
Whatever. Typical.
You too? You too?
What?
I
I
didn't
don't
hear
know.
anything.
Iris knows better.
I love it.
I don't
love
want, honestly, I used to really be into football, but I'm not going to lie, we're diehard Patriots fans.
it.
And so he went to the
Used
Bucks.
to be.
No, wait. So my husband's like, we have really good friends that are Bucks fans, and they're like, yeah, come watch the game with us. So the first game was the Bucks and the Patriots, and then wasn't it before like the Dolphins played against they were playing against New England, right? And then it was the Bucks was playing against
It was Drew
Saints.
Brees, yeah.
Yeah, so my husband's
Yes.
like, you think I'm going to get hit with a double whammy and take the abuse for 4 hours?
Wow,
no, thank
no.
you.
Fortunately, you didn't
So-
go.
I did, but
It is nice though. Like we are in Florida here. You can go an hour south and be in Miami. You can go 2.5 hours across and be in Tampa or whatever. So in Orlando as well with Disney. So Palm Beach County we are very fortunate.
We are.
We are just like in this place where there's a lot of things that are
Yep.
accessible
Yep.
that are very amazing.
Yep.
And it feels like the Bahamas, too. I mean, the water's beautiful.
Yes.
yeah, it's always hot.
Yeah.
Probably hard with the
Bit of a
cheese
breeze
boards.
today.
Talk about the logistics of like keeping
Oh,
cheese
yeah.
refrigerated and all these things.
So when we first started, we started doing this out of my house because like you couldn't go anywhere. I mean, even though we have our kitchen. So I remember at one point, I'm like telling my family, I'm sorry, we can't fit our groceries in the refrigerator. I have to stock everything. So I
She
do
has
have
3 fridges in her
I have
house.
3 refrigerators in my house. But now we work out of our warehouse and like kitchen space. But it was just kind of funny. So logistics, like we'd have to wrap everything. And here's me like trying to figure out how to stack them and this, that. So honestly, you know, I make the boards. Like if I know like tomorrow we have boards that have to be out at 11 a.m. I'm an early riser. I'm usually up at like 4 a.m. anyway. So I get up at 4. It's me.
No, not me.
Yeah.
God bless you, yeah.
I love it. You know why? I'm up by 9. Everything's done. I'm looking at the rest of you like, I got everything done. But no, I get up, I make all the boards and they're fresh, wrap them, store them in the fridge. And then as far as transporting, you know, we have different like boxes that we keep like cooler packs plus everybody that
Just
does the
making
deliveries.
sure that they're home too to accept the board. That
Yeah.
that happened a
Sure.
couple times in the beginning, and it was like, okay, I guess we have to remind people, no, your meat and cheese can't sit out in the
People
heat
have
and
asked me,
humidity.
can the board stay outside?
No.
If you want,
Probably
like,
not.
so,
Yeah.
but it's just communication, like letting people know this is a
Yeah.
good price. A lot of people get it as a surprise. They really don't know what's coming. But as far as like on our end, everything's properly wrapped, refrigerated. When it's transported, cars are like freezers.
Yeah.
The AC, just like a cake lady coming to your wedding, like,
Sure.
you know.
It's 90 something degrees outside, and I'm in full like hoodie with the hood
Yeah.
on, seat heater, like
Yeah.
Shivering.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So we basically just, and then, you know, we always tell our clients, make sure as soon as you get it, please, if you're not going to eat it right away. Or we tell people if you're going to wait like a half an hour and you want to give it a blast, to tell them to stick it in the freezer,
Yeah.
give a nice little blast. But you know, and as far as like getting what is on the board on our website, people have an option to choose the different types of cheeses that they want. And then sometimes we always do like a chef's choice. So I'll throw something on there. And I can always tell based upon what they choose, the cheese, like the style, typically what they're drinking and what can go along with it. So, and that's where she comes into play. She does all that. I'm glad I don't have to deal with that. So.
Yeah. I always make sure to ask, you know, is this for a special occasion? And sometimes we do, like, so you can go to our website and literally just sit there and it's like a menu. You pick your this many cheeses, you can do this add-ons. But sometimes we get people who are like, honestly, I don't really care. I'm having a wine tasting party tonight, and I'm like, okay, send me your list of wines, and then we pair the cheeses to the wines and surprise them and have like a little event for them.
That's cool.
So, yeah.
I think it's neat how you guys compliment each other.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No, one does one does the other.
Yes.
Very similar to what we do here. Yeah.
I think it's a good like marriage in a sense. Like, I mean, you're together 24/7. I mean, and it's cool because we bounce ideas off of each other, and it's not like competition. It's just like, I think we should do this. And she'll be like, no, I don't like that. Okay, cool. So what can we do? And plus, like when I was just out of town, like the first couple of days, I was like, oh, I'm so glad I don't have a knife in my hand. I'm not shopping. I'm not making a cheese board. When I got home, I was like, oh, you like making these boards? She's like, nope, I like my job. I'm so glad you're home. And then like she goes out of town and I'm dealing with people with emails and answering questions. I'm like, oh my God. So yeah.
Could you talk a little bit about like the name, like the brand, where it came from? Like, where's the origin story?
I don't even.
Well, okay. I think we
wanted to be fun with it, obviously.
Yeah, because at first we didn't think it was going to be this serious. I'm going to be honest with you. Like
something to keep us busy. It might be a side hustle when things start to get back to normal, and now it's
it's we were like, so actually one of my good friends, she's an event planner I work with, Lindsay.
Mm-hmm.
She called me one day. She's like, I think this is such a great idea that you and Morgan are doing. She's like, so she started going online. I was sat on the phone with her for 2 hours. We were cracking up because we were like coming up with these ridiculous names.
We did see, it's in another state, so I feel like you can see this, the board bitches. And we were like, that's a little much.
Yeah.
A little aggressive.
So we sat there, and at first I had this thing. Somebody gave me this knife that had like an engraving in it and said spread the love. And I always loved that because I was like, you know, spreads, cheeses, jam. Somebody makes you a jam, you're spreading that. Like everybody feels food is love, you know, like if you have a passion for it, it makes you happy.
And one of the reasons we wanted to do it was to spread the love, like with
support local business.
Everything we were going through, support local businesses, treat yourself, treat others, like
just even if we didn't make
little
money,
thing to make you happy.
That's what we said.
Yeah.
Even if we weren't making money, so
We're just gonna go crazy if we're sitting at home not doing anything during all this, right?
Yes,
Yep.
exactly. So the name, we pitched a couple ideas, and then we both were like, "What about the board babes?" And we laughed, and then it kind of stuck because we started making the logo. And like that weekend, I was like, "Let's just get some stupid Canva program. Let's just make the logo. We got to get it out there. Like start Monday because we had Mother's Day." And so that's what we did, and it stuck and came up with it. And now people are like, "Oh my God, I love it!" You know, so
it is actually, not to be like, oh my God, we're at that point, we're so famous, but there's been multiple times where we're out, and I was just with my mom getting lunch with her on her lunch break, and somebody goes, wait, you're the board babes?
because we wear our hats whenever we go
and
out.
And my mom was like, yeah, this is my daughter. Yeah. Like, and I was like, oh my God, that's weird.
It has. It's like every
I follow
time
you on Instagram. So that's really
like
cool.
every time, like I'll tell her, I'll be like I had to go to the doctor's, and I'm sitting there, and you know, the tech is like, oh, what do you do? I was like, oh, I have this company. And she's like, oh, what's it called? I go to the Board Babe. She goes, oh my God, I follow you. As she's got me like in a gown.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Doing like exams. I'm like, that's cool. Can we just focus?
And it's a small world down here, right? Like
it is.
I know we've been called out a couple of times for being on the Palm Beach podcast out in public, and it's just like a weird thing.
Yeah.
But I think if you like really believe in your business, it's almost like a validation thing. Like
it is.
You love what you're doing.
And you're proud of it.
Yeah,
And they see that confidence, and they love that. And yep.
And so we've had a lot of great guests on our show, and a couple of them have vouched for you. So it was like an easy invite to have
cool.
you on.
Thank you.
And then obviously you brought food, so you're spoiling us a little bit too. We're not too angry
We're
about
lucky,
it.
Yeah.
you're guys. We know how to get to your heart. Should I bring beers next time too?
Oh my gosh. Mighty swells.
Mighty
baby.
swell. That's it.
I love it, and I will say there was some prosciutto on the board, but
you ate it
we
all?
may have took care of that one first.
Had to.
There is actually a little bit hiding behind this flower.
Is there? Yeah.
If you want it.
Yeah, there's like another
Actually,
lump.
Yeah, I do.
Don't eat the flour though.
So
Give me that.
why don't you talk about where do you want to take this? What's next for the Board Babes?
Oh Lord.
God, that's like
Yeah.
honestly, I mean, we put a lot of thought. There's a lot of companies out there, like some local I wouldn't even say competition, because I like to be supportive. Like there's companies in Fort Lauderdale that I feel are beautiful. They blow me away with their work. So we're always like, we don't want to go south. So we're always like, nope, call these two. They're awesome. They'll
And
totally
they've done
get,
the
and they're
same
doing
for
that
us,
for us.
yeah.
So it's, for me, it's all about keeping the market. Like there's plenty of business for all of us. Our biggest thing is that I think, like we've always said, is we don't want to be innovators, but we also want to kind of like take that curve and create the curve to where it's like, okay, this is what we're doing for the next go round of some ideas that we have.
Yeah.
And then it'd be cool if people follow that, you know? So like for us, like we want to start doing branding. Like, you know, we have all these little expressions like,
Oh yeah, like maybe do. Well, so we have.
she had some cute ideas.
We have these black trucker hats.
They're
that have
awesome.
our,
Jump
like-
on that microphone.
Oh,
Don't
sorry.
be shy,
Black
right?
trucker.
Oh, there he goes.
Uh-oh.
These black trucker hats with our logo on them, and I had posted. I mean, we just have like. We have two, and then my mom was like, "I want one."
Yeah.
So,
We get
but I
so
had it on
much, like,
Instagram.
I want
People
one.
were- yeah. So I think the next step is maybe getting some merch on the website.
Yeah, branding.
Oh.
Because people like, because my sister is working
made us
behind the
these t-shirts,
scenes to
yeah.
do all the branding. Katie from
Super cool.
Boozy had these shirts when I dropped. I'm like, where'd you get
Yeah.
those shirts? She's like, Target.
Yeah.
I love
so,
it.
Yeah.
And
I
she's
followed.
a legendary guest on the
Oh,
podcast.
she's
awesome.
You know what
I
I'm
love
saying?
her.
Yeah.
So,
I think
So-
too. We would love to have a little storefront.
Yeah, that's
so
the next
instead
step.
of just having the warehouse, next step would be to actually have a little storefront.
foot
we
traffic.
can-
Be like,
Foot traffic,
I
walk-ins.
got 50
A little
bucks. I got
store.
100
You
bucks.
can come in like like a cheese counter and stuff. You can come in, do a little tasting, and be like, oh, I would love. Okay, I want to get a board that has that blueberry vanilla chave on
Yeah.
it.
or
and
tastings, wine tastings,
Yeah.
and cheese
Fun.
pairings there. Like,
Just have a little shop.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
also too, so many people have asked us.
Shipping.
I'm like, that's a lot to deal with.
We have out
shipping.
of state. Do you guys ship to Arizona? Do you do that in,
California, all that.
Yeah. We
Would
deliver
you?
locally to
I
Palm Beach
would.
and Martin counties.
like dry ice or something,
Yeah,
and just like
we got to figure
yeah.
that out.
I think we need
That
to
is the
start
next step.
shipping to like our friends. Like she's got friends in Philly. I've got
Test
family
it.
in Boston. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm going to send you something. Let me know what happens. Or
I know a guy that lives on Singer Island. That would, he would take cheese boards too if you
Yeah.
ever asked him.
Well, we would just deliver it to you.
No, he wants us to
Okay.
ship it to him to test.
Oh, yeah. we'll do
and
that, yeah.
and I will say, the Palm Beach podcast has our 1-year anniversary coming up.
Oh, well, we'll
And-
do cheese and you get Katie to do booze.
Grazing table.
So
there you go.
we're gonna
Like
have
table.
a little shindig,
Yeah.
low key, just a couple people that have been on the podcast, and so maybe we can give you an opportunity to set up a table. And,
Oh, heck yeah.
and
Of
do all that.
course.
Definitely.
Oh, we would love that. Are you kidding?
Definitely.
That would
Yeah,
be awesome.
definitely.
I appreciate how you guys took a concept and made it a business versus just sitting there and waiting, because this is a great idea, and a lot of people just sit on ideas versus actually executing. And I know Mike will say the same thing. It's people are scared to do something, but when you actually just put it into action, you see the results. And I'd like to tip my cap to you guys for doing that in
thank
a
you.
Thank
very
you.
crazy time.
Yeah, no, definitely we were like going batshit crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just like, all right, we have to do something because I felt like everybody else was. And like that was the thing with catering is all the caterers were like, oh, we're going to do a dinner for 4 for $129. Well, I kind of feel like that's affected catering in the long run because
Mhm.
now you're not going to say, hey, I have a party for 20 people and I want to spend $1,500 or what catering used to be
Yeah.
with full staff, the bar. They can just get it from a restaurant. So I feel like they shifted to go, oh, we can get these things from a restaurant. We want to support the local restaurants. Like, like I remember Voodoo Bayou had just opened when the pandemic happened. And I was saying to myself, going, those poor people, like I think about the money they put into it, the time, the love, the sweat, the tears, and how beautiful. So it's like, okay, let's support them. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yep.
We got this space on February 1st.
Oh
So-
my
Wow.
gosh.
Yep.
Just gonna say, everyone has to learn how to pivot though,
You do.
because you could sit and mope, or you
Mhm.
could be someone that makes the most of everything.
Yeah.
And that's what we find with everyone that's come on the podcast are glass half full, like
Yeah.
let's make it work and let's support all the other people that are in our community because it's a small world here
Very.
in Palm Beach
Yeah.
County.
And we know, like, we've found that with a lot of our clients.
Mhm.
It's been great because a lot of people we know from the gym or, like a lot of the charities or clients that I have, they've been super supportive. And it's just been great because, we want to give back to our community too. And that's what it's all about. But yeah. And definitely her and I do not take no for an answer. So
Uh-oh.
no, we don't.
That helps.
I'm bad. She's a full-on Leo, and I'm a little Pisces girl that's like, oh, Pisces usually go with the flow. Yeah, not this one.
No.
So
What's your goal next 6 months, year? Do you guys want to get I know you said the storefront, but do you want to get into more wedding planning?
Oh, we already
Oh,
are.
yeah.
We already
Yeah.
are.
As stuff is starting to open up, knock on wood, we definitely are already booking more like, bridal showers, baby showers,
Perfect.
weddings.
Wedding
Yeah,
for
that would just
40,
be
wedding
to
for 50.
Yeah.
Awesome.
board
Yeah.
babes to that next level for sure. Yeah.
Awesome.
And
I love hearing
and
that.
we both have the experience in the background. Like in our warehouse, we have furniture, we've got decor. So like
Yeah.
tables, not chairs, but linens, like, I mean, anything you can think of. Like if you look at a beautiful display, shelves and things like that, we have all that. Now I'm like, can we please just use it?
Yeah.
Please just use it. Like I'll get the truck loaded. Let's just roll in and set up a beautiful display,
Mhm.
So
Well, since we're all foodies here at this table, I think it's time for you ladies to share a couple places that you like to frequent.
for dining,
Food, beverage, hospitality world.
okay.
Yeah, restaurants,
In Palm Beach?
hotels, bars in Palm Beach County. Yeah. What are some
Lord.
go-tos?
Well, I don't know. I love Lenora's, the bottomless mimosas.
Yep.
That's the best.
I usually don't remember the next day, but
Oh,
Lenora's.
yes.
Yeah.
We're not like my husband anytime. He's like, wait, you're going to go to brunch with Iris? And I'm just like, yeah. He's like, okay. He's
I'll
like,
pick you up
yeah,
later.
no, he's like, all right. Well,
Coming
let
with
me-
Gatorade
yeah.
and Advil.
Well, I took my daughter the last time with friends, and I'm like, oh, because my daughter drives now, and she goes to Dwyer, and she's like all dressed up, and we're sitting there. She's like, Mom, she's like, you need to slow down. I'm like, I'm fine. It's Sunday. You can drive home. She tells my husband, oh my God, I'm gonna kill Mom right now. Like
You waited 18 years for her to be able to do this, or 17.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
16. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
okay.
oh, you're
Yeah.
going. You're my
Yeah.
designated driver today. I was like, that's what it's all about. I used to do that when my mom made me do it, but
I love
would say
Lenora's.
Lenora's is a number one.
yeah, Lenora's is great.
And then I call it the Del Rey Lenora's, Elizabethas.
Ooh.
in Delray.
I love that place. Yeah.
I may or may not have filmed a martini review there recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
With Allison from the Del Rey Foodie.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with her, but
Mhm.
she has like a food review account down in, yeah, she's all over the Ave, and it was an awesome experience. They put us in this like study room
Yeah.
with the fireplace.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you know that room?
Yeah.
It was epic.
so
Yeah.
cool.
Elizabeth's is
I'm all
awesome.
about atmosphere.
Warm
is
lights
like
everywhere.
just as important
Yeah.
as the food and drinks.
So
Voodoo Bayou, like you said.
oh, I love well, first of all, the bar, like all the woodwork that's in there. Have you seen it? Have you been
I
to
haven't
Voodoo?
been to Voodoo, no.
Oh.
no.
So all the woodworking there, my friend
Amazing.
Matt O'Connell. So he's the one that pretty much builds our boards for us, custom builds them. And like if I say to him, I need something, he'll build it. He did all the woodworking in there. So that's another great local business
Cool.
shout out. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But another one,
You're on our radar.
Yes.
Matt, and then
Parched pig.
Yeah.
Parched Pig is good, but another restaurant I love it. And I'm not just saying this because he's a good friend of ours and we've known him forever, but Kapow Noodle Bar in West Palm.
Mm-hmm.
They have great cocktails. The food is amazing. Plus, honestly, Vaughn, such an entrepreneur, like the things that he's done and like really managed to keep things afloat during, the pandemic. And
The
plus-
construction in front of his place.
yes, he's there.
Yeah.
It's 3-year anniversary. And like,
That's
he
awesome.
and he really knows the industry and like just another good person.
Yeah, because
And the
they
restaurant's awesome.
paved Clematis, and I
Yep.
felt so bad for all those
Oh,
businesses.
Pizza
'cause-
Trust me.
Girls. It's awful.
yeah.
I know. They shut down after what, 20 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
15 years?
That's unreal.
Yeah.
Well, it's great for you to share and give a couple shout outs because we do, we are creatures of habit here on the Palm Beach podcast. We do love our restaurants and our bars.
So do we.
And
I have a-
Lenora's is going to have to come
Oh,
on the
yeah.
show for
Yeah,
sure.
Lenora's-
Another small local. So just going with the whole small local business, we were telling you all before, it was really important to us that our boards, we do as much small local business as we can just on our boards. So I was telling y'all, Bread by Johnny, that's where we get all our bread from. He's
Oh,
in
yeah.
Jupiter.
He's
Oh my gosh, just
awesome.
walk in that place and just,
Yes.
oh God, it's
Sure.
so good.
And he's so
oh my
passionate
gosh.
about what he
Saturdays,
does.
the Chilean chili and cheese bread.
Ooh.
You make it
Yes.
into a grilled cheese. Do a
Or
grilled
you
cheese.
Little
just eat
spicy
it.
grilled
Yeah.
cheese.
Yeah.
Oceana coffee. Sorry,
Definitely,
but
that's okay.
Oceana Coffee.
He's from Australia, though, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
When you
So-
said,
They're
yeah,
awesome.
They're awesome.
Yeah, we only drink Pump House coffee here, but I have heard good things about
Yes.
Oceana.
Pump House is good too, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And then Jupiter Donuts, obviously.
Adam
And we
Jones is
actually-
a man.
Crystal
We know Crystal and Adam from
Yeah.
Orange Theory.
From Orange Theory.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
that
Yeah.
was how we kind of hooked up
He's
with them. doing
definitely
stuff.
had the biggest muscles of anyone that's ever been on the
Yes, he
podcast.
does.
He walked in here and we were like, dude, our
Whoa.
door's not big enough for you.
But he's like a teddy bear. He's
Oh my
the
God.
nicest
Yeah.
guy. He really is.
And then who else? We have, I mean, I know
Honey.
Honey.
Oh, they're-
So that's Martin County, but
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
if you
okay.
guys do. Yeah, Honey. She's oh my God, her
She's
honey
the
is amazing.
isn't she president of the Beekeepers Association or
Yeah.
something?
something crazy?
It's pretty
She's
actually.
That's awesome.
No, but
Nice
if you
title.
really like talk to them about the preservation and what they do and just like the science behind everything, it's
Mhm.
actually pretty interesting. And I think more people should actually educate themselves on that because
Yeah.
most people don't realize that when it comes to bees, how they pollinate, they keep our whole food ecosystem, as we talk about food, pollination of your flowers,
That's why actually a lot of vegan boards that we get, we can't do honey, unfortunately.
no,
Diehard
Oh,
vegans
yeah.
are no honey.
we haven't done vegans board yet, but we can.
We're about to actually hook up with another shout out, 3 Natives.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and there's actually one in Palm City, and I think we're gonna do a little vegan collab board with them soon.
Yeah.
That's really
It'll
cool.
be
I like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And people in Palm Beach County will pay a little extra for that gluten-free,
Yes.
that vegan,
Of course.
whatever it may
Yeah.
be, because let's be honest, like we're a little picky here. We know what we like.
Well, I will say back to that question, I forgot. One of my favorite restaurants, whether you're vegan or not, I love Christopher's Kitchen.
I like
Their
Christopher's.
food, and Richard that owns it, he is super nice. Like we've done stuff for him for like catering, like at his house, but he is the nicest guy. But that restaurant, it's really good.
Really
Cheers.
good.
The spicy beets, that's my favorite. So like Kung Pao
Oh,
beets.
yeah.
The mac and cheese is good. Just saying. So
I like
anyway,
it.
Well, ladies, I think it's time for you to say some thanks. Friends, family, business partners, staff.
Yeah.
Who helped you get to where you're at right now?
Well, I want to thank Iris.
Oh, geez.
For bringing.
Wow.
Am I gonna make you cry?
That's awesome.
no, we don't hug. We don't.
No, we
cry.
don't. I seriously, like for our birthdays, I like gave her a gift, and she kind of looked at me like, "Oh my god, I love this." I was like, "You don't want a hug, do you?" She goes, "Are you kidding me? Get away from me!" Like, oh, okay, good, thank God. But no, yeah, Iris, just thanking her. We definitely keep each other balanced, push each other.
Cool.
We know when to call each other out and not take it personally.
Oh, God,
We've got
no.
a great relationship. My husband for totally supporting me when I was like, hey, instead of going and like trying to find a job just anywhere to get some income, Iris and I are thinking about doing that. He totally supported me. And then I would say all of the small local businesses that we've mentioned today, it's been us reaching out to them reaching out to us, and us just supporting each other during this whole thing and just not expecting anything in return except just like, let's just do this for each other.
Pay,
That's really
pay
cool.
it forward, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's really
Yeah.
cool.
Good karma. Spread
Well,
the love, right?
yeah, yeah.
Thanks, Morgan.
Don't touch me.
No,
That's awesome.
I'm telling you, she hugged me the other day. I was like,
That was weird. That was an
I was like, was
accident.
that an accident? She's like, it was. I was like, okay, I'm just making sure. I go, maybe we're getting soft on each other a little bit.
I love it.
It's all the wine.
No, definitely our business partners and people like, there's a couple charities I work with, like every single person at Place of Hope who I've been working with them for probably like 10, 11 years. They were some of the first ones to get our boards, first ones to pimp them out, like get their kids, get everybody to kind of like advertise for us. And like, so it's just a lot of people that, I've been friends with, I do a lot of work with, definitely my family. Because my house was overtaken by 80 cheese boards.
Yeah.
Sure.
My laundry room looks like I don't even know what to call it. And yeah, just my family too for being super supportive because my husband was saying to me, he's like, you know what? I got really depressed. I'm like, what am I going to do? I have all that stuff. I have the warehouse. He goes, you'll recreate yourself. Don't
Mhm.
worry. I know you. You have that in you. You will make it happen. And
Also, I don't think the teenage girls totally mind all the food being in the house.
Oh, God, no.
Extra
She-
cheese in the fridge.
Oh my God, she
Yeah.
would
I
call
go-
me and be like,
3 fridges.
Can you stop
3.
at Sprouts on your way home and grab some prosciutto because Ella ate the whole package last
My
night.
daughter. Yeah,
Like-
she'll wake up at like 1 a.m. She's starving. And I'm like, I'll come out. And I'm like, I need this prosciutto.
And that's 4 a.m. for you.
Yes. And I'm like, all right, I guess I'm running to
I
the
wake
store.
up to text. It's like, hey, stop here on your way
Yeah.
over.
But and thank you to you guys for having us. This is awesome. I mean, we were nervous because I was like, what do we talk about? What do we say? But it feels very natural.
Yes.
And
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
And it doesn't hurt after a couple mighty swells.
yes.
So we'll give a shout out to these guys
Yes.
out in Austin, Texas.
Yes. Awesome.
We do appreciate the connection from John down at Hopportunities.
Yep,
He
John's
introduced
the man.
us to Mighty Swell. And what do you think? Grapefruit, solid flavor,
Yeah.
Grapefruit and black cherry.
good
Yeah.
mix. Okay,
These are my, and honestly, if you want to add a little something, it's really good over some vodka.
splash of
Oh,
Tito's on the
I was
top,
gonna
right?
say Tito's. And hey, that's Austin too.
Boat
right?
day.
Yeah.
Just
there
saying.
we go.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Well, thank you, ladies, so much for bringing food, for bringing yourselves, for bringing your story.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yes.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Palm Beach Podcast. Our show is brought to you by Pump House Coffee Roasters, Hopportunities in Delray Beach, and the Lotus Travel Company for retreats and tours in Palm Beach County.